I was just about to get myself out there again to do another rant because apparently I love this thing, doing those things lately. But I'm not going to call them rants anymore. I'm going to call them wake up calls. Mind blowing. And yeah, you have been seeing me lately that I've been posting a lot of pictures with food. All of a sudden, the whole topic of the week is food and especially biological food. And I'm going to stick with it because I think it's a very important topic. And because I got a lot of questions about the fasting that I did, the 5 days. I have followed Bend Like Buddha, which is my first yoga school where I studied Ashtanga and Vinyasa. I did it under the instructions of my teachers, and they are doing this online 5 days fasting retreats where you can join. So I always like tag them and please join them. Do it. It's really a good time. It's really fasting. I think it really suits spring, and it fits very well this time of changing that we are all in. Like nobody's escaping anymore, and yeah, I'm really like inspired to come out and share my opinion about this because many of you don't know, but for me this whole shift in awareness, in perspective of life happened around like end of 2015 when I graduated. When I finished my studies, I had like, I don't know, my first burnout or a conscious crisis or identity crisis. I don't know what happened, but I know that this is a hot topic right now. At least here in the Netherlands, there are so many young women who have these problems that they got out of school, they get a job, and all of a sudden they don't work anymore. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a professional, but I did went through a very deep personal experience into this awakening or like paradigm changing or whatever way you want to call it. And I think it's worth sharing it. It's really worth sharing it. And I'm sharing also, like, I'm talking a lot about food lately and a lot about purpose. And I know that this is also something quite controversial, and many people are, oh no, not everybody has a purpose. I agree and I disagree at the same time. I disagree because I think each one of us has a purpose. If you awaken to that purpose, and if you realize, hey, why am I here? Like, why am I on this planet? And if you decide to take conscious and intentional action upon that road, upon that vision that will start once you awaken to it and you realize, hey, you only need to ask yourself, why am I here? Who am I? And then you will get answers. And the more you go on this road, the more you follow what's coming up to you, that's how you get to your purpose. That's how you complete your whole set of answers, because they are in you. And that's how it happened for me. And as I mentioned, I was graduating and I had no idea what I'm going to do with my life, and I was having a huge feeling that this is wrong. This is totally wrong, society is wrong, and the rhythm that I feel it inside of me is not the rhythm that society is moving with. So of course there was a crisis, like my body and my whole being was telling me something, and the outer world and the mind was telling me something else. I was like super confused. This is totally delusional. Like, what am I supposed to do? And I'm really happy that somehow I was following, I can say, like, very smart choices that were coming to me. And I'm very intuitive and I use my intuition for absolutely everything. And if it's wrong, well, it's a lesson learned, no problem. But so I was having problems with my menstrual cycles, like 6 months I had no period at all, which is like super fucked up. Gained 10 kilos. in like 3 months, like my whole system was out of balance. And I refused to go to a Western doctor. That was my first instinct. I was like, I don't want to take pills. I don't want to hear about hormones. I was like, no, 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 no to all of this. And I'm super glad I did it. And I'm super glad I went for the holistic healings. And it first started with Qigong, which I mentioned a few days ago that I started again to practice. And Qigong has been a core brick in my development because it had opened up myself to this holistic lifestyle, holistic way of looking at the human body, nature, and your spiritual parts, and integrate them all. So I started practicing Qigong, and then I went for acupuncture as a mean to treat my imbalance. And it has been mind-blowing, and I was using like Chinese herbs to balance myself, and I was so passionate about it. For me, it was like, okay, so when you have a pain or when you're sick, it means that your energy is out of balance. You know, they have this yin and yang, so the heat and the water and the fire. And sometimes the fire is too high, and you need to lower it, so you need to increase the water. Or sometimes you have too much water, and then you need to balance the water. I was like, this is such an intelligent way of looking at the world. And I followed it, and I learned a lot about myself. I learned about humans in general and life. And I was even like volunteering to a permaculture garden. So every Sunday I was in a garden helping people out to set up a garden based on permaculture, and also that follows the season. So again, like, I was very connected to the earth, to the nature, and my rhythm and my body started to move also in the rhythm of nature. And I think we are missing this. And so many people are caught off from this rhythm, and I think that's the number one case of burnouts. Like, we are so much in the mind, so much in the society, that we don't care about our human body and our nature and the connection, the human connection with the nature, because it's a whole. We are all one. And also in this period I discovered what is my mission, because what's my purpose. And my purpose is to help humans to come in balance with their human side, to live a balanced life, to understand their limits as humans. Because one, I believe the intellect, the spirit, the creative potential is limitless. Because that's why we have all this intelligence. But the physical body is limited. We are living in this 3D reality where we need to eat, we need to sleep. Of course, you can do it if you transcend and you go. But here I'm talking like really average, like things that basic humans should understand easily. And I'm not going like really deep into esoterics and these kind of things. But as a human, we have limits. We have this body that is limited, like at one point it will die if you don't take care of it. So I'm helping people to understand these limits, and also to balance it with the intelligence potential from the source. And this is the beauty, like, we come on this earth and we have all these resources, and we have this intelligence to use these resources in an elegant way. My other background is management and organization. I love to organize stuff, and I'm super into like, how do we organize a balanced society? So on us as humans, we need to understand our human nature. We need to understand our emotions, our thoughts. How do we work? Understand how the body works. And here's when I come to where I will come to my next point. And also understand our connection with the rhythms of the nature, with the seasons. Like, we are not cut off from it. We are part of it. And we are coming back. Like, we are coming back together. That's why this whole shift is happening. It's for us to remember, to help us to remember what it is to live on balance on Earth, and what it means to be human. And I was talking about food and diets and understanding like how the human body works. And for me, it was through Chinese medicine. Like it's like one of the easiest way. Probably for other people would be like through Ayurvedic, or I don't know, whatever means, or through chakras, or whichever way it's easier for diets, or I don't know, whatever is more comfortable for you. But for me, it came through the Chinese medicine. And this morning I was listening to Charlie Goldman. To Charlie, I will tag him, like he's a really nice guy. And he was also saying that if each human, this is the rant part, if each human, and this is also my utmost belief, like if each human will take responsibility for themselves, and also about what they're eating, what kind of people are hanging out with, what kind of information they're feeding it, like really take responsibility of your whole human being, we would not need that many doctors. And I really believe that to a certain extent, you can be your own healer, and you are your own healer, you are your own doctor. And I encourage people to follow this and to find the way, the path, the people that can guide them to discover themselves and discover what works for them and discover their own medicine. Because for me right now, I knew that okay, I need fasting. Okay, I know when to stop. I know what to eat next. And I used it as a reset. And it's so amazing because for me it felt very powerful, because I literally felt like all my power is in me. All the answers, all the knowledge, I have it inside of me if I listen to it and if I act upon it. And this is also what I'm teaching and I'm helping people with, because it's a new way of approaching life. It's a shift in your awareness, and it comes to you when you're open for it. So sorry, I've been like really fiery, because this is something that I believe is truly important. Personally, how do I work with people? I do energy work. I do Reiki, which works on your emotional, mental, and physical body. And it's really about releasing old stuff, and I can talk a lot about it. But the easiest way and the easiest start for you, if you're like, yeah, maybe I think I want to do this, I think I want to change my diet, or I want to change how I feel in myself, and I want to understand how this human mechanism works better. I take the Chakra Balance online program as an easy start, because there we do energetical work through yoga. Because through intentional breath and intentional movement, you actually are cleaning your energetic body. And there I also offer some information to a limited extent on also like foods, nutrition, and this kind of thing. It's not like something that I know a lot, but I know the basics. And as I mentioned, I really believe that everybody should take ownership for this. So I act as a person who can like, hey, I give you everything I know, I share with you all my experience, but from here it's up to you. How far do you want to take it, and how do you want to create your life? So I can help you to shape whatever you want to shape, but it's up to you to design your own life. And I think that's the most beautiful thing, isn't it? Well, it takes courage, it takes some balls to really do what you feel inside of you that is true for you. And that's why I stress this thing a lot, because I don't want to be like someone's mother. I want to be someone's, like, you know, like a guide, like I'm showing you, but you have to learn you have to find your own way. You have to learn your own lessons. So yeah, this has been a lot of fire coming out of me. This is me, and this is what I'm about up to. Yeah, I'm doing this because I have been off the wagon for quite some times, and that was because I was influenced, and I was feeling like, oh, other people are also responsible for how I act, but that's not the case. So that's also what I want to inspire other people and to help them realize that don't blame your parents, your spouse, your friends, relative, whatever, other people, and you have to stand very grounded and like super strong in your own alignment and your own choices. And that's the way that I would like to take people with, and also personally to go. So I hope you enjoy this, and I'm really looking forward to hear your reactions, hear what you're thinking about, and maybe work together and see each other online. Have a good weekend.